I'm going to talk to you about Quizizz. Quizizz is an awesome resource that we use quite a bit to review. Currently, our students have one on their Google Classroom that they can use to review for an assessment that is coming up. So when you log in, just log in using your Google account, and then when you log in, you can search for a quiz. So let's say you're working on, we're going to do natural disasters. So I'll just type that in. I'll type that in, and then I can find all of the ones that are already made for me. So I can immediately play this if I wanted to not have to spend a ton of time on it. But I can also change the grade levels if I wanted to. I could change the subjects to make sure that it fits what I need. Usually what I will do is I'll go through and I'll look at the different questions, scroll over here, or you can click on it and you can open it up. And then I can share it if I wanted to share it with another teacher. I can duplicate it, which is normally what I would do is I will duplicate it and then I will be able to edit that one. So now I'll click edit. And now I can create a brand new question. If I wanted to write my own question out with options, I can do that here. I don't normally do that. I usually just search existing, and then I will type in natural disasters. And then I can find questions here. So I can scroll through. I already looked at this one. So I can just pick here. Obviously that's not right. But if I want to add these in, I can. They're already added, so I'm not going to add those again. But this one's not in there, so I can add that one. It's kind of nice because it tells me which ones are already in there, which ones are not. Okay. So then I can close this. You can also search from by standard. I believe you have to do that a different way though. But then when I'm done, I just click finish. Oh, it was right there, align to standard. Let me show you that. Align quiz to standard right here. Finish. And then I have two options. I can play live, similar to the way that you would play Kahoot in a class. And so when you play live, I usually turn off the require login just because it takes them a little bit of time to do that. But then you would just click proceed. This link I usually share in Google Classroom because they tend to spell that incorrectly. And then they would just type in the game code and then you start. As you go, it will show you the questions that kids are really struggling on. And it will also show you the ones that they're doing really well on, who's the leaderboard. And then with that, you can also turn off the time. So if you wanted to turn off the time on here, you can. So if you don't want them to be like trying to just go through really fast. Okay, so homework team is probably what we utilize more. Make sure that you set this for far enough in advance that you're not going to need it before then. And then again, you probably want them to log in if it's homework, or just make sure that they say their name correctly if you're going to take it for a grade. But once I do that, then it gives me this game code, and I usually just use the snipping tool. And I snip it here and just post that either on a slideshow or in Google Classroom. Most recently, I tried this, and it did work out really well, and you could schedule multiple at once, so I could pick more than 1 hour, and then I could schedule it for a different day, which is kind of nice because normally you can't schedule multiple hours at once. So I'm not going to assign that. So whenever I'm wanting to grade that, I can go to reports, and then I can check the scores of how they're doing. So you can see most of them are doing really well. If I wanted to go back and look at water cycle, I can check out the ones that were missed. So I can see where they had struggles at. I can pull this on the board if I need to. This is new. Okay, so it looks like you can go through these with your students and have them review the questions. That's a new feature. Standards, if it was connected to a standard. Overview, so I can see a lot of students missed question 7. So it's going to tell me what that question is. And then I can also see what they chose. So kind of cool. My quizzes, if I'm looking for a quiz that I've made in the past, and then again, I can go back to find my quiz or find quizzes. So hopefully that will help you when you're wanting to give some quizzes as review or quizzes to do in class. Thanks for listening.